a Sagicor Bank savings account from anywhere. Go online and open yours today.
The time by Sagicor Bank is
Tonight in CVM News, good or bad, mixed reactions to aspects of government's new tax regime, persistent pains, block maker laments months of struggle following rain damage, and case closed. Assault charges against former mayor dropped, while in the business report, a glimpse inside Kingston Gateway. And later in sports, fanfare as World Cup bound under-17 reggae boys return home. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7 for Friday, February 13, 2026. I'm Carolyn Brown. Thanks so much for joining us. Up first this evening, a major victory for public health, but a pain in the pocket for businesses. There have been mixed reactions from health advocates and members of the business community to the government's move to increase the tax on tobacco and introduce a new tax on sweetened non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages. And even as health groups and businesses pull in opposite directions, consumers are also reacting to the news. Amoy Harriet has that CVM News follow-up.
One of several reactions on social media to the new tax announced on alcoholic beverages. In a matter of months, cigarette taxes will jump to $20 per stick, up from $17, and a new tax will hit sweetened beverages. The announcement by Finance Minister Favour Williams on Thursday has triggered a familiar tug-of-war: public health versus profit.
You can say it's for the storm just passed, which understandable, but I can guarantee that there are other ways to go about raising this money. You know, can look at other methods, can look at how much politicians get paid. Other ways can go about it, but you know, tax are going to raise.
I'm not feeling pleased because we will love rum. We still can't buy rum. Rum, the cigarette can maybe go on because, you know, no smoking, but not the rum.
Cigarettes make complete sense, but for sweetened beverage, I'd say a lot of lower income people do a lot sweet beverages, so that one would kind of like, you know, impact them also.
Probably they are trying to control the consumption of sugar, how much we take in, trying to control our health and so on. So it would make you think twice and see if we need to basically cut down on this added sugar.
In the meantime, the Jamaica Coalition for Tobacco Control, JCTC, and the Heart Foundation of Jamaica have both welcomed the taxes, calling it a vital measure that directly supports the health and welfare of all Jamaicans. In a media release Friday, the JCTC said increasing cigarette prices is globally recognized as the most effective way to cut tobacco use. The coalition is urging the government to move quickly on the Comprehensive Tobacco Control Act now before a joint select committee, saying taxes alone aren't enough. Executive Director of the Heart Foundation, Deborah Chen, was a guest on CVM's lead story moments ago.
While it may take a little while for the sales to drop, they will drop, as shown by studies that have been done in other jurisdictions. But the burden on the poor is very high, the healthcare burden, and they're disproportionately affected. So we have to look at it from that point of view. Whereas individual responsibility is important, it is the policies that will get us much further ahead and where we need to go. We need to create an environment where it's conducive to live a healthy lifestyle.
Sweet on paper for health advocates, but bitter medicine for the business community, who say the taxes could hurt profits and pass costs to consumers. Catherine Silvera is president of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association.
In other countries that have put on a sugar tax is that it doesn't necessarily drive away the consumption. So for us, as well, what we want to understand is these additional revenue measures, are they now going to be used to help educate consumers even more? Because yes, this is a consumer tax. Consumers are going to decide, are they willing to pay the additional amount, or are they going to switch? But switching to what? Because are healthier alternatives more affordable? This is in addition to, let's say, the SCT being increased on alcohol. So as a consumer, you're now, if you drink, let's say, a white rum and ting, you're now being taxed on both of those at a new level come whenever these revenue measures are introduced in the first quarter. So if right now that costs you $350 at the bar, are you going to still drink your 3 beverages, or are you now only going to drink 1 because of the new price that both of these items are now going to go to?
Now, the special consumption tax on cigarettes is expected to result in a revenue haul of $1.1 billion. Amoy Harriet for CVM News.
And opposition spokesperson on finance, Julian Robinson, says he's not surprised at the imposition of new taxes. Notably, this is the first time in 10 years the government is introducing new taxes, with Finance Minister Favor Williams saying it took a Category 5 hurricane for that to happen. However, Robinson says given years of rising costs and budget pressures, the government would have had to find money somewhere. He's also questioning the public health argument, warning higher prices alone may not change consumer behavior.
It's important to remind the country that for the last 2 fiscal years, government's revenues have been struggling to meet government expenditures. And the government has relied for the last 2 fiscal years on 2 one-off transactions which have allowed the government to fund the budget. In 2023-24, the sale of 12 years of future revenues from the Norman Manley International Airport yielded $75 billion, which financed the 23-24 budget. For the 24-25 budget, the sale of future revenues, 10 years of future revenues of Donaldson Airport yielded $61 billion, which allowed the government to finance the 24-25 budget. I am making this point, Madam Speaker, to indicate that without Beryl, without Melissa, the government would have had to find some other asset in relation to the special consumption tax on non-alcoholic sweetened drinks. I know there is a public health imperative, a very big one. But I will say to you, I do not believe the price increases will change behavior. Hold on. And hold on. And the persons who are the greatest consumers are young children who go to basic school, primary school.
Eastern St. Thomas is once again under the spotlight, with MP Yvonne Rosemary Shaw warning the constituency continues to be overlooked by the government. As Akeem Orit reports, the MP says residents have been grappling for years with the absence of piped water, poor road conditions and deteriorating community spaces.
Eastern St. Thomas is one constituency's Member of Parliament says continues to fall through the cracks. Yvonne Rosemary Shaw says the lack of piped water remains a major concern for residents, an issue she says has plagued the area for years.
Most of the communities in my constituency have inadequate and irregular water supply in the area, and I can name a few. You have Dumfries, Cheswick, Prospect, Lethal. Lethal Fort is a big community water challenge, and Prospect.
Shaw says despite meeting with the water minister and water being trucked into sections of the constituency, the measures are far from sufficient.
What we need now is piped water. People can get piped water, portable water. And that is what I'm advocating. That's one of the greatest challenges.
But water is only part of the problem. The MP says several long-standing issues continue to affect daily life in Eastern St. Thomas.
Most of the community roads are in dire need of repair. Over the past 5-6 years, there have been no maintenance especially with our drains. When you walk the road, the road is it's being undermined because of lack of drainage. The water keeps running on the road and undermining the road in many of the communities.
She further points to the state of License Beach, one of the parish's main recreational hubs, which she says has fallen into serious disrepair.
I know years ago, TPDCO had done some work on it. And License Beach is in a deplorable condition. Persons come for picnic and entertainment and all of that, they have to turn back because the beach is in a state of disrepair. And License Beach is one of the best beaches in Jamaica.
Despite billions of dollars being allocated for road rehabilitation, particularly following Hurricane Melissa, Shaw says Eastern St. Thomas has seen little benefit.
When I sit in Parliament and I listen to the great speeches, grand speeches, and I'm saying to myself, maybe I live in another country, because my constituency, take my constituency for example, most of the roads, there are 2 roads now that are being renovated. That is the Lantop Road and also the Curtis Bottom Road. But when you look at Lantop Road, they did a plan with no piping facility. Most of the pipes are age-old, they are rot, right? And all they do is just dig up the road, put in some drainage, and I'm not satisfied, and many of the residents told me that they are not satisfied.
The MP is now renewing her appeal.
Let us be truthful and face the realities on the ground. And let us deal with the communities in a meaningful way, instead of coming with this grandstanding. Right? I am having community meetings. And one of the things that I'd like to see the government do is to be having community meetings partner with us, right? And have community meetings. And when you go community by community, you will hear and see exactly what persons are feeling.
Akeem Oret reporting for CVM News.
Still in that parish, the case against People's National Party caretaker for St. Thomas West, Hubert Williams, and 3 other men following an alleged altercation with police in the parish last year has been withdrawn. Attorney at law Deborah Martin says the charges were withdrawn after discussions and a cooling off period.
Acknowledgement of the misunderstandings based on individual perceptions about what had happened. Born out of that discussion, it was agreed that the matter would be laid to rest. That having been communicated to the clerk and accepted by the judge, in those circumstances, all charges were withdrawn. Mr. Williams has no outstanding matters before the court. None of the accused persons, Mr. Johnson, Justice of the Peace, Tanya the busman, nobody has any matters.
Months after floodwaters damaged a block manufacturing business in Montego Bay, owner Kiefer Ramsing says recovery has been slow and the future of his operation remains uncertain. Carla Ramdeen has more.
Blocks and damaged machinery are still scattered across the yard of Block Mart in Montego Bay, a lingering reminder of the November flooding that brought operations to a halt. Owner Kiefer Ramsing continues to link the damage to nearby works associated with the Montego Bay Perimeter Road project, which he believes may have contributed to the flooding, but that connection has not been officially confirmed.
In this area, I had little over 16,000 6-inch blocks. That all gone. Next door here, down of little over 28,000 8-inch blocks. That gone. I've lost 17 of these crates with the pallets on it.
Mr. Ramsing explains he received some assistance, but it was not enough to get his business back up and running.
That is my generator, but that engine, it flooded thoroughly. All the rigs for it, the assessors, the cables, everything washed away. So I'm out of a generator, so I have to go back to JPS, which is not a reliable source, because that is my alternative source, and that is down.
Now his focus is shifting beyond his own recovery. Mr. Ramsing is urging the government to collaborate with cement companies to reduce the cost of building blocks, a move he believes could make construction more affordable and reduce the dependence on informal board housing. Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
Do stay with us. CVM News at 7 will continue right after this.
Life, go check your HIV status. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me I tell yourself do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda Ozzy, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan, do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life.
You know, some days are harder than others, but we have to do our part. You like porridge? We're in this together.
Morning, nurse. Thank you for what you do every day.
Come in, nurse. Our bone of fear.
In this together.
Unbeatable value you will love. Find it only at Courts. Get up to $80,000 off select furniture, appliances, and electronics. Keep your cash. Shop on credit and choose how you pay. Get unbeatable value you will love. Find it only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offer ends February 28, 2026. Conditions apply.
It's 8 a.m. and Mr. Thompson.
Unbeatable value you will love. Find it only at Courts. Get up to $80,000 off select furniture, appliances, and electronics. Keep your cash. Shop on credit and choose how you pay. Get unbeatable value you will love. Find it only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offer ends February 28, 2026. Conditions.
Thanks so much for staying with us. A public safety crisis is how Councillor of the Negril Division, Ortonel Colley, is describing the state of Negril. From poorly lit boulevard to neglected infrastructure, he says the Tourism Enhancement Fund has failed the resort town. Krista Williams has the details.
Councillor for the Negril Division, Ortonel Colley, says he has recently written to the CEO of the TEF requesting contributions to the improvement of Negril, but he reports that he is yet to receive a response.
TEF spent millions for roads, fixing roads in St. James. Last year they spent 50 million on a road in Negril. And that road is hardly being used by the citizens of Negril. And I am wondering why that piece of roadway was done.
He believes priorities might be displaced. One concern he raised was overflooding on Norman Manley Boulevard.
Mayor, when it rains, if persons are moving from one property to the other, once you have to cross the road, you have to take a taxi. Just across the road. Just across the road.
Solar lighting on the boulevard was already requested as the lighting along the Long Bay to the Negril roundabout is minimal. The councillor says this may encourage unlawful behavior, raising safety concerns among residents and visitors alike.
Chairman, the west end of Negril is dark. Things are happening there. And I speak to criminality along that roadway. The tourists goes for dinner between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. That is the time they are walking on the road. But because of the darkness along the roadway, they are fearful. Fearful.
Speaking of tourists, he continues to note the security concerns they face while traversing this roadway on foot.
The West End, Chairman, no sidewalk. So when guests are walking along the West End Road, they have to be easing along in the back in order not to be mowed down by motor vehicles.
The councillor says he will be sending a follow-up letter requesting for some of the contributions to be made to Negril.
Spend some of the money in Negril. You have it, just spend it in St. James and every other thing. And you can't spend it in Negril. What is happening, Chairman? I am appealing again, Chairman. I am appealing. I'm begging. TEF, help us. Help us. We need help.
Crystal Williams reporting for CVM News.
And this quote now, they're removing us from the streets but refuse to fix or market. That cry from vendors at the Savannah Lamar Market in Westmoreland, who say they fear for their health as the market has been in a deplorable state for months. The Westmoreland Municipal Corporation joined forces with the police to remove the vendors who have since been operating from the Great George's Street. Amoy Harriet reports.
This is what the roof of the Savannah Lamar Market looks like. At least, what's left of it since Hurricane Melissa. The vendors who opted to stay in the market have had to erect tarpaulins to shelter themselves and their stalls. Others chose to set up shop on the street outside the market.
When rain fall, nobody can stay in the market.
Among their concerns, the absence of basic bathroom facilities and unreliable electricity, which they say has fueled a rise in criminal activity within the space. On top of that, the vendors say the lack of sanitation has created serious health hazards.
A human being do the people are get robbed on the zinc blow off a market up and a cut people. So what we are doing there?
Human being mess, all kind of messes in the market. And we need it to get better. That's why we have a good market, because right now if rain fall, the whole of way out here wet up. You understand? I see which part them put the people them, they don't have no shady spot. Them have to use tarpaulin, no current, no light, no down here at night time. So when time market lock up at night time, people them afraid pan things down here.
No light, no down here, people are pipe down here. We can't see it down here, so from morning so we can't sell nothing. We come up there and they still sell it down here. We can't sell nothing down here.
Now, the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, in collaboration with the Savannah Lamar Police, launched a major operation on Thursday to remove illegal vendors from the streets of Savannah Lamar. Mayor Dan Reed-Elancy said the operation began early Thursday morning and is expected to continue throughout the weekend. He added that in recent weeks, there has been a rise in illegal vending along Great George's Street, and the objective of the drive is to restore order in and around the market community.
The drive has been successful thus far, and I'm just hoping that all parties concerned will continue with this level of collaboration so we can have more order in that space.
Mayor Delancey noted that repair work at the marketplace will begin shortly. Amoy Harriet, CVM News.
The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, the KSAMC, has started preparations for the 2026 Jamaica Carnival season. The initial meeting with all bands and Juve Corps promoters was held recently. All bands have committed to providing their production teams to work closely with the City Engineering Department to ensure all structures erected are safe for patrons. Mayor of Kingston and St. Andrew Swaby, says the NSWMA has been engaged as a key partner to ensure the city is restored promptly following the road march on April 12.
All promoters are asked to submit their application forms and required documents by Friday, March 6, 2026. Application received after this date will not be considered. These measures are designed to ensure safety, smooth operation, and a successful carnival season for everyone.
The Mayor of Kingston there. And the Ministry of Health and Wellness is sharpening its response to HIV as it confronts a disease that continues to affect tens of thousands of Jamaicans. As a Keen Orit reports, the Health Ministry has rolled out a new national strategic plan for HIV aimed at cutting new infections by 40% in 4 years.
Approximately 1.1% of Jamaica's adult population is living with HIV. That's the national prevalence rate reported by the Ministry of Health and Wellness in 2025. This corresponds to about 28,000 people living with HIV in the country. The Health Ministry on Monday launched a national strategic plan for HIV, which is aimed at reducing new HIV infections by 40% by 2030. Medical Program Director in the HIV unit at the MOH, Dr. Nicola Scars, says that there are significant shifts in this 2023-2030 strategic plan compared to previous strategies.
We always keep pace with what the World Health Organization would have endorsed as mechanisms for the HIV response. So certainly within this strategic plan, we have integrated new strategies, and we're also trying to bolster previous ones that we know will continue to work. So for example, we are trying to establish the use of pre-exposure prophylaxis, which is where you take medication to prevent HIV infection.
Closing out 2021, there were 1,400 estimated new cases. According to the ministry, persons aged 15 to 24 accounted for 16% of that number. A demographic, Dr. Scars says the MOH is actively seeking to engage.
We are continuing our interventions, and it really is a significant collaboration with the Ministry of Education and with organizations that work with young people to ensure that persons have in that age group have adequate knowledge as to how HIV is and is not transmitted, but also to provide the necessary prevention services and treatment services for those who actually are infected.
Beyond the statistics, the program director says communities, families, and individuals will play a part in ensuring the plan is sustainable.
It is really for HIV, which is a chronic disease, just like diabetes, just like hypertension. It's just that it is communicable, it's transmittable, and therefore we need persons to be provided with support so that they are able to stay on their medication and become virally suppressed. We need to have open conversations about sex and sexuality, and therefore our young people will become comfortable with their own sexuality and therefore be able to have these conversations so that they can have access to the services that they actually require.
Akeem Oret reporting for CVM News.
And to the courts now, a police constable testified this week that he signed a false declaration related to a 2017 statement connected to a fatal incident that happened on Ripon Road, St. Andrew, in the ongoing Clansman gang trial. Carla Ramdeen was in court.
The third prosecution witness, a police constable, told the court that he signed a false declaration relating to an August 15, 2017 statement, which indicated that it was recorded in the presence of a police sergeant. The August 2017 incident involved a man's death following a response to a report on Ripon Road, St. Andrew. The witness said that the original statement was misplaced by the police registry and that a reprint was later requested. He testified that he reprinted the statement from his email in December 2025. The defense suggested that the witness had only created the statement for the first time in 2025, which he denied. He later said the reprinted statement in 2025 may have included changes, adding that he was not sure whether any alterations were made to that version, but said it was a reprint. During cross-examination, the witness clarified that what he initially emailed was not the statement itself but notes made on the night of the incident. He was later granted permission to check his phone, where he located the notes and the statement. He testified that the notes were created on the day of the incident statement and later sent to his email. The defense requested access to the witness's email to verify his claims. The Clansman gang trial continues on Friday, where the fourth prosecution witness is expected to be cross-examined. Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
And we'll have more from our news desk after this.
KFC value menu has you thinking chicken. Get the famous blue combo for just $640.
The time by KFC is
7:30. It's 8 a.m. and Mr. Thompson can't find chalk. Or his dignity. Is white squalid? Meanwhile, on site, error. A mash-up concrete. Or so it seems. Wait, I can't embellish that. It's almost that time for Ashley's belly to block out. Don't get creative with your hunger. Solve it with mothers.
Mommy, ice cream.
Even the little ones get hungry too. Mothers, all day delicious. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
What is love? Love is when my uncle gave me the money to help start my shop. My auntie and I made her famous recipe even more delicious. And it starts with the best dressed chicken and a little extra love. No, my shop is famous to the people that matter the most to me, my community. So I only serve the best dressed chicken. Raised without antibiotics, it's only the best for my customers. If anyone's going to add something to my best dressed chicken,
It's going to be me.
only the best can be called the best dressed.
As we welcome you back, it's time for the Business Report with Joel Crosskill.
Lots to look into with you in the Business Report today. From a locale that leans into the prospect of logistical efficiency, a return to Kingston Gateway, less than a year on from the groundbreaking ceremony, seemed to prove a point being made by its development partners, Trevor Riley, CEO Sage Group, and Christopher Nakash, chairman of Proven Properties, who encouraged early investors, and now you, to get a lay of the land, built on nearly 4 acres at Marcus Garvey Drive.
Kingston Gateway is a joint venture between Proven Properties and Sage Properties. It is a development of 22 warehouse units, ranging from approximately 2,300 to 5,600 square foot units.
So today we have our open house, and already before we got here, 12 of the 22 units are already booked. And since we've been here this morning, we've had several additional bookings. The feedback is exceptional because people cannot believe not just how well we're located, but the quality of the product.
Most of the units do have loading dock facilities, so that basically means if you have your products coming from the port in a 40-foot container or a 20-foot container, you can back right up and unload your goods. If you have a forklift, they can drive straight into the container, unload the pallets. It makes it very easy for people to unload their products.
We are just 2 or 3 minutes from the exit gates of both Container Terminal and Kingston Wharves Limited. And this is the best you can find in terms of location to realize what has been touted as Jamaica's logistics hub. This is where the hub takes root.
For Aisha Campbell and Damian Scott, CEO and COO of Proven Properties respectively, the development of Jamaica as a gateway to the Americas is happening in real time.
That 10 months after breaking ground, we have advanced this development, and what you're looking at here is the result. So today we're having an open house. We're showing potential clients what they can invest in. And what is that? We have 22 warehouses at Kingston Gateway, 3 types, A, B, and C. Some of the warehouses have loading docks, some don't, but all of the warehouses except the type C have 2 stories. So ideal for small and medium-sized businesses where you can have your office space either on the ground floor or the upper floor and storage on the other level.
Welcome to the gateway to Kingston, Portmore, and downtown. 22 units of logistic bliss. We're bringing to the market something that's not been done in quite a while. The space that is being offered here at Kingston Gateway will blow your mind. We are looking into the future.
We are having phenomenal interest in our product. As you can see here, we have 12 units reserved to date. More people are coming in, and by the end of the day, we really believe that we will be nearly sold out. So don't wait.
Kingston Gateway, gateway to your dreams.
MP for South West St Andrew Dr. Angela Brown-Burke can't wait to see the advantages that the US $13 million or Jamaican $2 billion development will unlock for residents and small businesses within the area.
I think the potential of the entire space for the diversity of businesses that could operate here for small and medium-sized businesses is just enormous. I invite everyone to come and take a look. Don't close your mind, don't come with any preconceived notions, just come open to see all the potential that is here.
Some of which were specifically referenced by the Proven Properties Chairman, Christopher Nakash, and COO, Damian Scott.
We put in an extensive drainage system in here because, as you know, this area is prone to getting a lot of water coming down the hill whenever it rains. And in the last couple months, we've had some serious rain with Melissa and even before Melissa. And we had a trial by fire and the drainage system worked beautifully. So we're very proud of our design and our implementation. And we're really very proud of the product.
You know, all units will become solar power access points. You can also get water tanks with the units. We have a reserve water storage for fire. Enough parking spaces, more like 4 to 5 for each unit type, with 20 extra spaces throughout the development.
We love to partner with proven partners. No pun intended. But First Global is a partner we've worked with for many years, and we hope to continue working with them. Right now, they're offering 95% financing on these projects if you qualify. So make sure you check with First Global because they're willing to help get this off the ground for you.
And that was your business report. I'm Joel Crossgill.
And now regional and international news.
We begin with regional news. St. Lucia is taking decisive action to protect its students overseas. With dozens of scholars currently studying in Cuba, the Ministry of Education has now rolled out a formal evacuation and academic continuity plan designed to move students out quickly and keep their education on track if a crisis strikes. We hear more from DBS TV.
We have garnered all the information of the 57 students that are currently in Cuba. Are they on the first year? Are they on the 5th year? Where they are? And the planning that we have